Whoa, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another quarantine and car talk. And today is really cool. Today is obviously Monday, and we are going to be finally announcing the giveaway winner for the ZL1 wing that I removed from my car. I had a deadline set for my birthday, which was last Friday, and I figured might as well do this here on the live. We're also going to go ahead and announce the giveaway winner for the March Patreon account month. They'll be winning $50 in a Visa gift card, and it is pretty easy. I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about it. I appreciate it, Lone Star. Thank you so much. Now, gotta get this kind of set up here. I gotta open up my Safari, and we'll give it a few more minutes and let people join in, and then we'll go talk. We can talk a little bit about things. I want to talk about what I did with the car over the weekend. You guys might have seen the video, and I was able to do some more testing. Very, very awesome. I can't wait to show you guys that as well. But for right now, let me just go back to YouTube so I can see the comments here, and we can get started. Okay, perfect. All right, we're good. How's it going, ZL1 foreplay? All right, it looks like we got 5 people in here. Lone Star Films, man, it was fun. Spent it here at home, of course, being quarantined and all, and we were able to use all the different things. We actually did use the house party app and was able to hang out and talk with a lot of my closest friends and had a great time. Grilled and did all that good stuff here at the house. And then I spent, the weekend it was really bad weather here in Houston, and it was just raining. Wasn't much we could do. But today I did get to go and try and do some more testing with the Camaro, and I think we're pretty much dialed in and are ready to go ahead and just let those tracks open up, and then we go right to the track. Everything's looking really good, and just overall the car is performing awesome. All right, so we got about 6 people, and the way that I'm gonna do this live, guys, is, sorry about that, is I've got my laptop here, and of course I'm using this so I can see all of the stuff going on, but I've got the spreadsheet with the ZL1 entries right there, and as you guys can see, there's a number right next to it from 2 to 17. So we had 16 people, which is really awesome. That's awesome. And what we're gonna do is we're going to use this here, random.org, to generate our number from 2 to 17. And then I'm gonna let this hit 3 times, and the third time generated result will be the winner. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this page a couple times, just so that everyone knows that it is in any type of rigging or anything. And then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna go from 2 to 17. And that, of course, again, matches 2 through 17. So, the way that you could have joined this giveaway, guys, was, of course, commenting on the YouTube video and sending me an Instagram DM, and that is how I compiled everything, put it all together, and it was great. Love the feedback from you guys, and I hope to do more giveaways in the future for sure. But I'll try to make things a lot more clear and hopefully be better about responding, or basically announcing that there is a giveaway in every other future video. That's not something I did just on that video, which was basically, if you watch the video, then you were able to know how to get in. So let's go ahead and get this right out of the gate and not waste any time. Again, we're gonna generate 3 times, and the third one will be the winner. There's number 1. There's number 2, and the winner is number 3. So let's go over here and see. Number 3 was O2AJR. So congratulations, O2AJR. That is your Instagram handle name. I will be sending you a DM through Instagram and letting you know that you have won the ZL1 wing. That way you can give me all the details of where I can ship it, and hopefully you enjoy it. And if you have any questions, you can always get with me on how to install it. Got a good, awesome video on that. But congratulations again to O2AJR for winning the ZL1 wing. All right. Well, that was easy, guys. Flame thing too. Sorry, I was going back through the what's going on, man. Flying Tarpoon, what's going on? Flame thing, you were number 7. You were lucky number 7. In this case, unlucky number 7. But it still came out. But anyways, guys. Thank you all for every single one of you guys that participated on that giveaway. And obviously it was a specific giveaway for a specific Camaro part. So not everyone would have been able to, I guess, need that part. But I do monthly giveaways on my Patreon account, and just wanted to kind of give you guys a little information about that. So my Patreon account, of course, is Patreons are used to help support basically us YouTubers, creators, anything like that. And the way I've got mine set up is basically it's just $5 a month to help support the channel, and that money, of course, goes back into doing giveaways from the Patreon account, and also doing a bunch of other stuff like being able to go to events and pay for, let's say, different long trips and things like that, or at least that's kind of the idea behind it. And so the bigger the Patreons get, the bigger the number of Patreons get, the more I'm able to give away. So at this point right now, the most I'm able to give away is $50, and I'm actually losing money at $50 because I have 10 Patreons, and if you do the math, you end up with $50, but Patreon themselves take a cut of that. So I'm actually not even making the $50 for the Patreon giveaways I'm doing every month, but it's okay. I'm able to cover it with a little bit of this YouTube income that can cover that while we grow. And currently, if we look at our Patreon list of winners, as you guys can see here, these are the March eligible candidates for Patreon account. We have 10 of them, and we're gonna do the same thing as the other one. As you guys can see, we'll do it from 2 to 11, and then we'll do the refresh and randomize for the Patreon account from 2 to 11. And of course we'll do the refresh up here 3 times, and then we'll randomize from 2 to 11. So this right here, guys, is gonna be for the $50 Visa gift card from my Patreon accounts, and the winner, of course, will be sent a message on Patreon letting them know that they have won. But let's go ahead and do it. Third generated number will be the winner. 10, 2, and the winner is number 8. Number 8, Lloyd Kamaka. So Lloyd, I will be definitely sending you a message over the Patreon page letting you know that you have won the $50 gift cards. And of course, that way I can send you out your gift card. So congratulations, that is awesome. So as you guys can see, I'm not gonna be one of those people that does giveaways and doesn't even go through with shipping or sending things out. Sometimes life gets in the way, and I've basically taken a week or 2 to ship something out. That was the case back in January, I believe, with the first Patreon during February. Things were crazy, but I am gonna go through, and having these videos live is one way that ensures and gets me basically not on the hook, but to the point where it ensures that everyone knows that I've made my word and said something, and we're open and we are clear with who the different winners are. There's no snaking, there's no trying to do some randomizing thing or anything. It's all live, and we're not gonna be picking favorites or anything like that. It's all random, so anybody can win. And of course, like I mentioned with the Patreon account, the larger that account grows, if we could get to 20 members, then I can jump from a $50 gift card to a $100 gift card. Or if we can get to 50 members, I can go up to a $200 gift card. I can definitely bring those prizes up much higher. My ultimate goal with that was to do something that would allow me to give back not just small gift cards, but larger items such as performance parts, and maybe possibly even something like a full nitrous kit the way that I have it mine set up. That would be awesome. I would love to be able to give that away through my Patreon account. And of course the Patreon account lets me do that. I mean, it may seem like I've got all the money in the world since, you know, with all my cars and everything that I mod to them, but it is a lot of money, guys. To give away $3,500, I mean, it's not that easy. And having Patreons and supporters and the channel growing and the community to come together is a great way to basically be able to allow me to give back to you guys bigger things a lot faster. Now, if I had 1 million subscribers, 500,000 subscribers, then I would love to give away, I would definitely be giving away things like that all the time. But obviously YouTube, with the 3,000 subscribers, or right about 3,000 that we have now, it's not that, like, I'm not making that kind of money yet from YouTube to reinvest back. And that is my ultimate goal, is the money from YouTube is all to give back to the channel and to bring you guys more content, to show you guys more stuff, and to pay back to you guys for the support that you're giving me. So let me go here through the comments here real quick. Eric Snyder, your videos are great, easiest way to learn about cars. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Eric. Lone Star Films, I thought you were gonna give out the Camaro when you pointed behind you. Hey, you know, you have like the larger people giving that stuff away, and they like the $1 million channels or the 1 million subscriber channels that have, like Street Speed 717 does like a giveaway pretty much every few months, and of course they have their way of recovering the money for that through the sales and of their merchandise and all that. And that's just kind of the way it is, guys. It's a lot of money to not get some return back on it. And now they do it to get a little bit of profit back. If I could get to that point of being able to give a car away or something like that, I would honestly just want to make back. I don't need to worry about the profit. If I can use this platform, use the revenue to cover the expenses of a car per se, let's say a $40,000 car, and make videos on it, do all that, and build it up and then give it away. If all those videos together could bring me back a revenue of 40,000, then by all means, that'd be the best thing about having the YouTube channel. And I would give it away. I wouldn't ask for, you know, sales or anything. And maybe actually I take it back. The sales maybe would be part of the videos and stuff, but I wouldn't need to be making, you know, more than the 40,000 or whatever I put into the car. Just as long as I'm able to give that back to you guys, that would be just mean the world to me, and just be the best feeling for me, being able to show everybody what's going on and how to do things. That would be the best feeling ever, to be in that position, because I love cars. I'm very passionate about them. If I could, I would live, I guess, have all my cars and just live out of my cars, but that's not very feasible. You'll get there one day. And it's, as long as I'm doing it for fun, guys, you can expect me to continue to do this. I didn't start YouTube to try to make a business out of it. I didn't start YouTube to try to make money from it. I started YouTube because whenever I had my very first car and I was working on my car, if I would have been able to have those videos available to me back in the early 2010s, then it would have made things a lot easier, a lot simpler for me when we were doing headers on my car, when we were doing all kinds of things, or even just to get general knowledge on cars and builds, what to do, what not to do. it would have made my life so much easier with my first car. And now I got a chance when I bought the Camaro to start fresh and start recording videos. And that's what I did. Started recording videos, and now every single thing I do with this car, I pretty much put out there for everyone to see. The good things, the bad things, everything is out here. Everything will be on this channel, so that hopefully someone doesn't make the same mistakes I did, or someone can learn from what I did and help them in any way, shape, or form during their own installs and things like that. So that is why I'm doing YouTube, guys, and that is why no matter how many subscribers I get, if I get big or not, I'm gonna continue to keep making these videos, because you guys are gonna be the ones that would benefit from it. Even if just one person benefits from one of my videos, makes everything worth it. So I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing, and just got to keep moving forward and keep pushing the envelope, especially with this thing back here. So we'll see where it goes. And you know, you never know, like you're mentioning, Lone Star Films, one day instead of giving away a ZL1 wing and $50 gift card, we'll be giving bigger and greater things. And for that, I appreciate and thank every one of you guys joining and subscribing to the channel and giving us all that great feedbacks, great comments. Definitely really appreciate all that. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and let's get to some questions, comments. Actually, one thing I want to talk about is this car back here, the Camaro. So I went out again today finally to do some more test hits. If you guys haven't seen the video from Saturday, I finally went out and tested the car on pretty much the 50, the 100, and the 150 shot, and it is insane. Nitrous is addicting. So if you haven't watched that video, go check it out. Definitely can tell the difference, and you can see the difference from Nitrous and what it does, and it's just so much faster. It's insane. Now, one thing I learned was that I really need to get tires for this car. The stock Goodyears are just not gonna cut it. I do have, of course, the drag radials, and those two back here I do need to go ahead and replace. They're completely worn. They probably can maybe do one pass, if that, but they're just worn out. So I'm gonna have to replace those, especially before we get to the track. So I'll be getting those two replaced, and I'm gonna be going with the ET Street R's, which is the big brother upgrade from these. They're about 5 pounds lighter from my understanding, which is really awesome. So we'll have that going. And then I'll also want to be able to get something like a Toyo R888 tire for the stock ZL1 or the stock 1 Elite replica wheels, so that when I'm driving around the street in my stock wheels, the car will still be able to hook and we'll be able to just book it. But because right now, in the video from Saturday, you guys will see I do everything from 4th gear, 40 to 100, because there's just no way the car can hook from any lower gear. From a second gear, 4th gear pull, 40 roll is where you want to be, and the car will not hook from that point. So it was fun. I had a great time, and definitely we were able to data log. And today I took it out again with a revised tune, and on a 100 shot, that's where this car is going to be living for the most part, just on a 100 shot. I'm not going to run the 150 all the time. That'll be at the track only if we can get good traction and everything works out. Michael Riddick, what you going to be working on next? Michael, so right now I do have my truck that I've got to install the E85 flex fuel sensor, and I've actually trying to look on YouTube to find some reviews or some how-to install guide on the 07 to 2013 model Sierras when it comes to the E85. Have not been able to find pretty much any video on how to do that, so I'll be doing the video on the truck and installing the 85 flex fuel sensor and then getting that thing tuned. Haven't made too many videos with the truck, but a couple things I've done to the truck is just the cold air intake, and I kind of adjusted and fixed a few of the little broken bits and pieces that were on the truck. So the truck just has a cold air intake elbow, stock factory air box with a airflow, high flow filter, and stock tune, and the truck was able to gain about 5 miles an hour and half a second from the draggy quarter mile times with just that. So I can't wait to see what the truck will perform with the E85 and the flex fuel tune. The truck already is E85 capable. It's got the E85 bigger injectors, E85 fuel pump. So it can support E85 already, but it just doesn't have the physical sensor. It uses a virtual sensor with knock to basically determine how to much timing and stuff to give to it. The sensor will just let it do that much quicker. Giveaway stock ZL1 tires. You know that I do need to buy the tires, but those Toyo R888s, guys, are very expensive. They're almost like $800 or $900 for just 2 of them. And right now, I'm gonna just rather get these drag radial tires, which are about $650 for both. And we'll maybe later on in the summer we can, if there's still any thread left or tire wear left on the stock Goodyear tires, I might give that away. Z1 Flay, it was a very cool vid, and you were like a kid in a candy store, man. Like I was telling you, the moment you feel the nitrous kick in, as you see the RPMs climbing, when you see that it's about to get to the 3,000 RPM or the activation window, I mean, you can just feel the power, and it's just awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. Really, really fun. Motor vlog, what up, the channel? I love the channel. I bought a 2019 2SS a couple months back. That's awesome, awesome. And you're gonna enjoy that car. There's a lot of things you can do to them. Definitely go back and check through my videos and you'll see everything that's going on. Okay, when you get the Charger Hellcat, you're going to do some mods to it. Well, like I said in my previous videos, if it comes out with an all-wheel drive version of the Charger Hellcat Red Eye, I will definitely try my best to get one. We'll see where this whole economy is and what the situation is with that. But only if they come with the all-wheel drive. And if they do, best believe I will definitely be modding that as well. So I just can't keep anything stock, to be honest. I told myself I was gonna do that with the truck, and within a few weeks I had the E85 flex fuel sensor and the intake installed. The flex fuel sensor I still haven't even put in the truck. So yeah, it's definitely gonna get mods. Especially if we can get that thing to be a beast, just like the white car behind us. But yeah, guys, it's fun. The car is performing great. I've already gone through about half a bottle of nitrous, so it goes by pretty quickly. It goes by very quickly, especially if you're just trying it over and over and over again. I gotta admit, when I was testing it, I tested it multiple times over and over again, lots of 40 to 100 pulls. So yeah, it can go by pretty good. And in the next video you guys will see, I go back and do more testing and just really just drive around and show you guys different pulls. I know you guys love that in the channel, so I've got a bunch of footage of me just doing pulls on the nitrous and off nitrous, giving back and forth feedback. And then I finally show you guys just how much nitrous I use up and just how much fuel, C16 fuel, I use up. So it's pretty cool. Definitely worth the watch. Lone Star Films, is it true you can remove the check engine light at like AutoZone or something? No. So what they'll do at AutoZone and what some places can do is they can reset basically kind of like do a reset on the ECU, and that kind of can clear a check engine light sometimes. But but once you start driving the car around and it sees that the conditions are still the same, for whatever reason, the check engine light will come right back. So no, there's no way to clear the check engine light unless you actually tune the car. And like for the case of headers, when you don't have cats and you don't have the rear O2s plugged in, you get circuit check engine lights. You get different values for the rear O2s, which will cause an engine light, and all that can only be, the engine light can only be removed when you tune the car. Anybody got any other questions, stories? I'm just enjoying it. This has been fun. I'm glad I was able to give this stuff away, and can't wait to give some more stuff away. What does it cost to fill it and how many hits? So it cost me $105 to fill my 15-pound bottle. It was $7 a bottle, $7 a pound of nitrous. So it was $100 for one bottle. And I would say, I mean, I've just on the video from Saturday, I tested it about 10 times. I did about 10 hits, 40 to 100, and then purged it a few times. And then today's video, I probably made another 10 hits or so. So I'd say it doesn't go through as much as it seems. I've just been using it a lot. I've probably had about 20 hits, and that's about half a bottle. So I'd say normally on a full run, maybe you can get 25 hits, I would say, yeah, because I'm going from 40 to 100. I'd say a full bottle could get you about 25 hits of nitrous. At least that'd be very conservative. It might be more. So it's not horrible, but if you're making hits all the time, then yeah, you'll start running through it really quickly. Michael Riddick, since you did all the mods, how many horsepower does the Camaro push right now? So right now the car's probably, I would say between around 550 is a good number to throw out for horsepower. 550 NA, and then depending on what size nitrous I decide to go. If I do a 50 shot, then of course that brings it up to 600. A 100 shot like it's set up right now would be 650, and then the 150 shot would give me right at that 700 horsepower mark, which is where I want to stay. I don't want to go any higher than that. I could go with a 200 shot if I wanted to. Since I have the standalone fuel system, I can definitely easily do a 200 shot, but it would be pretty stressful. That you're looking at almost 750 horsepower. Now, do I think this engine can handle it? It could probably handle it maybe one pull once or twice, especially if you do a very nice progressive ramp in, you know, over like half a second, just to get the car moving. I think if you do that, then definitely I think it'd be able to handle it at least like once or twice, but you're not gonna live with the car spraying a 200 shot, you know, constantly back and forth over and over and over again. So 150 shot, I think it could probably live there very safely for a while, but since I haven't been able to go to the track and see any of the times or how this works, it basically, I want to know what the car can do with the 100 shot, and then if I feel like I need to go higher for whatever reason, maybe I'm right at the cusp of a 9-second pass, then I'll throw the 150 shot jets in there, and that should give me a 9-second Camaro. ZL1 for like, but the rush, not a bad investment. Yeah, it is, and that's again, of course, guys, buying if you go with the nitrous. And one thing that I've been looking at is mother bottles and basically like at-home fill stations, and there's different ways you can do that. At some point you can get your own big mother bottle, like 56 pound nitrous bottle, and they sell, you know, a pump station that you can buy to do your own nitrous bottles. Kyle from Goat Rope Garage, he's got that set up in his car, or basically in his garage, and you save yourself quite a bit of money that way. So nitrous at that point, when you buy it in bulk, like from a mother bottle, you can expect to pay between $3 to maybe $4, $3.50, or maybe depending on where you're buying it, you can get very inexpensive compared to what the retail is. And then once you have that, then of course obviously everything gets cut in half. So if you plan on using nitrous quite a bit like I do, then it might start making sense for me to go ahead and get that setup. Now that's not a very cheap setup to get. A pump station, you can get like a gravity feed where you use differential pressures, get a bottle heater on the mother bottle, freeze your actual nitrous bottle, and then use that to fill your nitrous bottle. You can go that route, or you can get a pump station where it forces it using compressed air. The pump station costs around $1,100 for the setup with the pump and all that. The gravity feed is about $200, give or take. And you would definitely want to have some kind of freezer or something to really like basically freeze your bottle overnight, let the bottle be really cold, and then have a heater on your main mother bottle to have the highest differential pressure and be able to fill that whole bottle up. So that's one thing you can do. That's a lot cheaper, and definitely probably one of the routes that I'm going to be going, just because it's going to be very expensive to get $1,100 for the pump station. Then you have to buy a very decently sized compressor that's gonna flow quite a bit to really get that nitrous bottle to fill up. So you're looking at another 500 minimum to 800 $1,000 for a compressor. So $2,000 all in, plus the cost of the mother bottle to go with filling your own nitrous, but basically saving half every time you fill up a bottle. So if I was going through a bottle a weekend and that's $400 a month, then definitely within 6 months you'd already be pretty much recovered all the costs of going through and just refilling nitrous. Go back here. Angel Roa, just watching your live. I'm at work and I seen that I won. I'm excited and it's my birthday this Thursday. Oh, congratulations, man. Well, there you go. Happy birthday to you, and hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did. Luis Villa, is that Ryobi behind you battery powered, and how would you review it? I hear the battery powered ones are hit or miss. Yes, Luis, man, good eye. Yes, that was a gift from my dad, a Christmas gift. It's a 40 volt lithium Ryobi blower, and it's not that cheap. I believe it's like $150, but it works great. I used to have one of those backpack blowers and gas powered ones, and it was just horrible just trying to get it started. Once it was started, it was nice and felt good, but I feel like this thing has even more power than that and makes just it blowing out everything when I'm cutting my grass so much easier. Definitely recommend the 40 volt. If you are going to go looking for a battery powered version of anything, definitely it needs to have at least 40 volts. If it doesn't have 40 volts, then it's not going to have the same kind of power that it would. And also keep in mind the batteries and the size. And this one I believe is a 4 amp hour battery, which is pretty good. It can get through doing my whole yard and blowing my driveway all around the edge of the street in one charge. So it's really good. What's going on, Andres? How you doing, man? So yeah, definitely, and like I said, the Ryobi one's good, and any other brand is probably gonna be just as good as long as they're 40 volts. So make sure they're 40 volts. Picked up my Speed Engineering X pipe today for my 6th gen. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, man. Like I said, some you're right about things being hit or miss, but it all depends on kind of where you're set up and what the power level is for your cordless stuff. If it's battery powered, again, 40 volts minimum. They now have up to 60 and 80 volt stuff, so pretty good stuff. Oh man, well, it's awesome. Hope everybody's doing well and enjoying. Hopefully it's been bad weather across the country, all around, and hopefully everyone is staying safe and being safe. And I'm gonna just keep working on this thing. We've got a few more back and forth revisions that we can do to get this thing dialed in perfectly. And let's just say today I tried to go do a quarter-mile run with the car. It did not work out. The car just spins and spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. Did 1 quarter-mile run NA, and the draggy said this thing was like an 11.9 at 125 miles an hour. So that was it, just kind of spinning and me letting off, spinning, letting off, spinning, letting off. I mean, the car, it just spun. Now, it's probably not that, the miles per hour is probably not too far off. I mean, obviously the miles per hour doesn't affect that much when you spin a little bit. I feel like when it spins as much as I did, all the first gear and everything, it kind of affects it even more. But it was able to put up a 125 mile an hour, which is pretty great. Tried it with nitrous and it spun even more, a lot more. And it only trapped, according to the draggy, it was like a 12-second pass at 123 miles an hour. So yeah, definitely did not like spinning in nitrous. Did not like it at all. So once I get the ET Street R's, I'll put those on the car, and if the track hasn't been opened up yet, which I don't know if it will be next week. I plan on getting these tires next week, next Monday. But once I get the ET Street R's, if the track is still not open, if we're still under this, you know, isolation and all that, then I will put those drag wheels on the car and I will try to go make a hit with them and see if they fare any better on the street. Gutterville, what tires you try with? The stock tires that would come on a ZL1, they're the Goodyear's Eagle F1s, I believe. They're horrible tires. I mean, I'm sure anything else would have done a little bit better, but those tires are not great at all. They work fine when you're in fourth gear and want to get, you know, 40 roll going, but if you're in fourth gear and in second gear doing a 40 roll, they'll just spin. So yeah. Absolution Scorpio Live. What's going on, man? How's it going? So yeah, they're definitely trash tires. Yep, exactly. They're not the best tires. I got them whenever I first got this car with those wheels, and I have to say I didn't have enough power back then, and I was always able to put my drag pack on to go to the track, so I never really bothered to get anything better for the street tires. Kevin M, I want to get an AFR gauge for my SS. What brand would you recommend? So the one that I would definitely recommend is the AEM X series. I don't see it right away, but I can see it in the data log and I can tell, okay, hey, you know what? Something's not right. Let's not push this car anymore. Let's try to figure out what's wrong before we hurt it anymore. The Lowman G13, get ET Street R's for drag setup and R888s for trip. Yep, that is the plan. I plan on doing the ET Street R's for these and the Toyo R888Rs for the street wheels. That will definitely kind of take care of the street wheels power. They should hook really, really well. And the main thing is obviously these are going to be about $650 and the Toyos are another $800, $900. They're very expensive, so got to get one at a time. I think these will be the more important ones because these are completely gone and I need to get some new ones. So what have you guys done with your cars lately? Gutterville, so on my street setup, I'm running a 305 30 20, and if I go with the Toyo R888s, I'm actually going to be moving up to a 315 30 tire because they don't make a 305 30, so I'll have to be going to a 315 30 on the back. It'll be slightly bigger, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Just make sure I can relocate the harness behind the fender well to make sure we don't rub and cause any big issues. Gutterville, I'm pushing 315 35 on my OEM wheels. Whew, damn. Gutterville, what are you running on the front tires to match those 315 35s? Because my 285s 30s in the front would definitely be looking too small with those 315, and I'm afraid that might throw off the ABS. Matt Ryan, Vengeance Racing did full bolt-ons, runs great. That's awesome, man. Yeah, the cars run amazing. Any power you give to them, they love it. Let's see. ZL1 4-play pulling with my new build was insane. I just couldn't get tires to hook even as I let off. Pueblo has new sheriff in town, crazy loud and a new fun. I heard it, man. That thing sounds insane, and it made a nice bit of power. That is awesome, man. Can't wait to see how that car runs because that thing feels and sounds, it sounds really nice. Have you tried the papadilla from Papa John's? No, I have not actually. I haven't had Papa John's in a long time. 275/40. Ooh, that's a bit pretty tall tire. Yeah, I'm still I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get it dialed in. I don't want to get a 40. I might go with a 285/35, just a little bit taller, but I'm gonna basically have to get new tires for the front as well at that point, even though these are brand new. So I guess I could give them away or sell them or something. It's a pizza taco. Huh, interesting. What a difference with the 85. 85, the torque gains from 85 is insane. Just being able to put that much timing into the car when you floor it because of the 85, you really feel it. Now, with this car, we're pulling again 4 degrees of timing on the 100 shot. But because we have C16, we could kind of try and play out and maybe just pull 3 degrees. And from my understanding, even just 1 degree of timing can feel like an extra bit of power. So depending on how the car likes and how everything's working and the knock and everything, we can pull back 1 degree and have it running really good, even better. So I haven't tried that yet. I'm gonna be running that until we get to the track where I can see a good data log. Then, you know, I'm not gonna mess with that just yet. Gutterville, been running them for like 4,000 miles, no issues. A couple people don't suggest it, but we had 0 issues. And the car is lowered on D2 springs, 1.5 all around. Yeah, the 40 size, 275/40 is pretty large on the front, for a 20 size, for a 20, that's pretty large. But yeah, I think I can go 305/35. They do have a 305/35 in Toyo R888s, which would be a little bit thicker. I'd have to go with the 285/35 in the front. And I just don't know if I want to do that. I might consider just doing the 315s and 315s 30, which will be a little bit wider anyways, give me a little bit extra contact patch, and then just go with the 295/30 in the front. Maybe push it to a 305/30 in the front, and that'll give me as close to the ratios as I need them to be. But it'll all depend on the clearance that I have here in the front. You plan on lowering? I actually do. I've been looking at a few different springs, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But I do plan on lowering it. I don't want to lower it like to the ground. Maybe at most like 1 inch, just to kind of fill in that wheel well gap a little bit. I'm already having like really clearance issues, not clearance issues, but it's already pretty low to begin with. So I don't want to slam it. And I've been looking at a few different spring options. There's a certain set of springs that I haven't seen anybody try yet that I'm interested in. They seem to have a lot of good testing done behind it. They're the XXY or the XYZ springs. Wildhammer, I believe, Wildhammer Motorsports sells them. And they seem to be designed very well and have all these characteristics for launching the car, for tracking the car. They're progressive and seem to be pretty interesting. They're about $400 though, so they're a little bit on the pricier side. And I just haven't done it. I've been doing, of course, all the other performance stuff, but definitely springs are on now for the rest of the year. I'm going to be focusing a lot on the visual looks and stuff like that, since we've kind of got the performance dialed in. But definitely springs are in the picture. I'm going to be painting my calipers or maybe getting them powder coated. Haven't decided yet. I'm thinking paint is going to be the easiest. Just make sure have everything prepped up. So I want to get that done. Yeah, those XYZ or XXY springs are pretty pricey. They're the most expensive springs that I've seen. But if whatever their testing shows is great and actually proven or actually good, then I wouldn't mind paying that money. They're supposed to help with weight transfer at the track. They're supposed to have a lot of good features. Basically, it's supposed to ride like stock, like OEM, but still have that drop. All these things, I'm sure there's some people that have them, but they just haven't put them on YouTube. So I might go just bite the bullet, buy them, put them on the car, and obviously give you guys a review, show you guys how to do it and all that stuff, because I'll definitely be doing it all on my own. Best mod for a better top end. We need to keep up with the new Mustangs. Jonathan, the best mod, if you want like the most max mod for top end, you're gonna want a bigger ported throttle body. So I'd go with like a 95mm ported throttle body and ported intake manifold, because that'll give you the power lasting longer. If you have headers, then going with a ported MSD will also help maintain the power in the top end. Definitely recommend it. If you have a 2019, which it looks like you do have the 19, with the 10-speed, because it stays in that like basically 5,500 RPM and up once you get up in the top end, and it shifts, it never drops below like 5,600 or something RPM, then I definitely highly recommend the MSD, because that window is where the MSD is going to be making more power. It might make, let's say, 20 or 30 horsepower more difference between, at 6,500 RPM, the MSD is probably maybe going down and only making, let's say just numbers, 460 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. The stock intake manifold at that same RPM, if the MSD was making 460, the stock manifold is just nose diving and only making about 420. So it's a big difference. I think I've showed a few of my logs, my dyno graphs, and if not, I can post them. I think I have them on my Instagram, or I have videos where I showed them. But definitely, if you want a better top end, you want to go with something like an MSD intake manifold, or potentially, if you want to cut up your hood and do all that, the Holley high ram. But no, I don't think the Holley high ram is worth it. ZL1 4 I just installed louvers on my ride today. It looks awesome. Nice. What tint are you running on your car? This car has got 20% all around, and then it's got 50% on the front windshield, I believe. I actually originally asked for 70%, and by the time they had the car out, I guess they didn't hear me, and they went with the 50%. They put 50% in the front, so it's pretty dark. It's very dark, and I haven't gotten pulled over, knock on wood, yet for that, but it does make the car look pretty nice, like all blacked out. Ignite Cars, hello there. When are you supercharging your Camaro, bro? It won't be this year. I did spend all the money on the Nitrous, so I want to take advantage of that and actually use it. And if the car lives through the season this year and then early next year, then maybe I'm actually considering looking into twin turbos, and doing twin turbo kit, keeping the Nitrous system in there, and then just using the Nitrous to basically have fun with the spool those turbos up quickly and have a beast. But I don't know, we'll see. Is the MSD manifold worth it? I want more top end as well. Definitely feel like the MSD manifold is worth it, guys, especially if you've got a car that's going to be shifting and staying in that high RPM band a lot. The MSD is definitely worth it. Now, the high ram will make a little bit more top end power, but with the high ram, of course, you either need to get the Copo Camaro Anderson Composites hood, high performance connection. HPC here in Houston sells a VFN style custom hood for about $850. That's another option that will fit the Holley high ram, or you can just get the MSD, which will fit under the hood of your stock hood and work just as well. Definitely recommend getting it ported though. If only the Gen 6 came with forged heads like the Mustangs. Yeah. It's a fine line you have to run with these cars. Now, they can definitely make a lot of power, but you want to have everything in check. Your intake temps, your fueling, everything needs to be just right. And Ahmed says, does 15-inch brake conversion of the RS V6 useful and can fit weld wheels? So on the 6 gens, if you're trying, the only reason to do a 15-inch brake conversion, of course, is if you want to put the 15-inch wheels. I've still got my stock rear brakes and stock everything with SS, and I have 17-inch wheels, weld wheels, and they fit just fine. They clear. If you're going to be changing out, then if you're going to be spending that kind of money on a 15-inch brake conversion, you got to buy the upper lower control arms and a few other things. I would definitely highly look into possibly getting the aerospace lightweight brakes at that point. If you're needing 15-inch wheels to hook, then you've probably already spent a lot more money than what a little bit of extra is going to cost to get the car to hook and make it a little bit faster with the lighter weight components. All right, guys, got a few more minutes here, and then I'll be checking out because I've got to work tomorrow. If you guys have any other quick little questions, I can definitely chime in. Give a few more minutes. Goodaville, what mode is better for rolls, sport or track? Sport. Sport, definitely the better for rolls. I'm intake, headers, X-pipe, stock, MPP, catback. Definitely getting the MSD intake manifold. Thanks for the info, George. Awesome, man. Yeah, you're basically gonna have the same setup that I have with the ported. If you can get the ported MSD, I mean the car is gonna feel strong, and you're gonna definitely notice that top end just screaming. A tune with a new intake. If you just put the air intake, you probably don't really need the tune, but just keep in mind you're not going to see the crazy gains out of it of what the intake can gain, even though an intake is probably only good for maybe 10, maybe 12 horsepower. Without a tune, it's maybe like 5-6 horsepower, but you don't need a tune for if you just installed a cold air intake. The car will run just fine. The GOAT spams L2. What job do you have? I am a materials engineer, electrical materials engineer. So I handle a lot of the materials for electrical company. My MSD is actually ported. It just got a very slight port on the runners. Brett at Prey Performance ported it, and just basically what the MSD is already very large enough as it is. So it just needs some cleanup around the runners and the shape to make sure that everything goes really smoothly into the heads. And of course, I've got ported heads as well, so the car really breathes. Now that I've got the nitrous and I've got the pretty much ported heads, ported intake manifold, I've got 1 7/8 headers, but I'm gonna be looking into doing the 2-inch headers. And one thing that I've also been kind of considering is doing a basically dump style cut off exhaust cutouts so it can bypass the stock MPP. Even though stock MPP is really good, the piping does go down to about 2 3/4 piping, and of course that becomes the bottleneck when you've got a 3-inch mid pipe going into the stock MPP. Then obviously you end up with the 3-inch from 3-inch reducing down to 2.75, and you really just want all the flow you can. With an NA setup, probably not too big of an issue, but when you start getting boost and stuff, that's when the MPP starts to have to kind of go away. Damn, 5% all around, Gutter. That's a lot, man. I would not be able to do that. Turn it on for us. Let us hear the chop. I would, but my son is asleep and it would probably wake him up. Maybe in tomorrow's live video, I'll do it at the beginning. That way it's still early on, and you know we don't have to worry about waking up my son. And of course tomorrow I should have a video up for you guys that you guys can watch on me doing some more pulls. Art for CDOT in the South Program Engineering Department Construction. Awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, I am going to call it a night today. I appreciate everybody for joining, and congratulations to the winners of the ZL1 wing and the $50 Patreon account. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure to check that in the link below, and also check out the Teespring store, because I did release all the updated shirts with Jorge Love Speed instead of Jorge's Vlog like the original one said. And if you guys are interested in hats, I do have a bunch of hats and I can definitely ship them out. They'd probably be about $35 a hat just because of shipping costs. But if you guys are interested in a shield hat like the ones that I have, just send me a DM on Instagram and I can definitely get that out to you guys. So anyways guys, I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.